it's great to win. It's great to win a game like that and come from behind and find a way to win. My gosh, and that's a good football team we played. We knew going into the game we were going to have to score probably somewhere in 40 points or so to win, and they didn't disappoint us. They moved it, and defensively we did something we hadn't done very much. We played a lot of man coverage. We were very aggressive. We made some plays, but we gave some up. But we got them out of their rhythm. They've been running the ball for about 250 yards a game. We wanted to take the run away from a passing team. Now that sounds crazy, but you can't do both. So we want to take the run away and make them throw it, and hopefully we'd catch a few too. But proud for the defense. They played hard. They played smart most of the time. We got a lot of young guys out there that gave up some plays, but they fought hard and they battled hard, and proud of them. Offensively, up and down, we pretty much dominated the first quarter, and in the second quarter we were up and down. Third quarter we scored on the first drive, and then we took the rest of the quarter off, and that almost got us beat. And our players knew that on the sideline. They knew our defense was going to be struggling. They knew we were going to have a hard time keeping them out of the end zone, and we can't go cold like that against good teams. But Gunner played well. He didn't play his best game. Had a couple of passes deflected for interceptions. If you'd have told me that going into this game, I'd have said, man, it's going to be tough to win. We can give them those turnovers. But it was fun to watch our offensive line. Real proud of them. I wouldn't doubt that they're not voted the players of the game because they really protected Gunner most of the game. Now they got after him some, but our protection for the most part was very good. Receivers, again, we tipped a few, but we also caught some good passes. And this cold weather is very, very hard to run the type of offense we run in East Carolina. It didn't look like it, but both teams were struggling at points trying to execute the things they wanted to execute. And then special teams. Andrew Gantz, what can you say? I apologized after the game. We were trying to get a little bit closer, kicking almost a 50-yard field goal to win a game in that kind of weather. I was more worried about snapping the hold. I knew he could get it that far and make it, but that's really out of his range. But adrenaline was obviously pumping, and he made good contact with it. And I was watching. I don't watch the officials. I watch our fans, and our fans told us it was good. So proud for the whole team. It's been hard. We've been beat up and mentally and physically and talked about, and I've talked about us and called us nicknames, but these guys have fought back, and proud of them. We got our foot in the door, as I told them, for the conference, but it's just in the door. We got 3 hard games left, and we're going to have to keep playing like we played tonight in a lot of areas to have a chance, because the next 2's on the road, and we'll see what happens. Question?
If you had to do that 4th down over again in hindsight?
If I knew we were going to run that play like that, I promise you we'd have punted. But we had it. We knew what they were in, and so we called timeout and we go back, and we were in the formation where the quarterback kicks the ball like we did all last year, and that gave us a better roll. And I'm looking up there going 2:17 on the clock. We get 4 yards, this thing's over with. And they lined up perfectly, but I tell you, the 51 might be one of the better players in the conference. He'll make all conference and possibly an All-American team. Linebacker, he took both. He took the quarterback and the pitch, which you normally don't see, and Gunner just kind of panicked a little bit, and he decided to keep it, and we didn't get the first down. But it is what it is. I put our guys in the bind, and I told them they dug me out of a hole, and so I don't have to listen to all of it next couple of weeks about how stupid that call was. But it was a stupid call. But I just saw our defense give up a touchdown in 1 minute, and we were on our heels. And not that I didn't have confidence in it. I had more confidence in our offense making that first down, and unfortunately we didn't make it. But our players were able to dig us out.
Coach, you were about this close from getting carried off the field. At least it looked like that. The win felt big. Is there anything you learned from this team that you didn't already know?
Well, I think players learn more than coaches about what they can do, and you look at us. We'd struggled all year long. We'd struggled in this game several drives, and we get the ball with a minute to go, and we drive down and kick a winning field goal. Now, I was proud of our defense. I mean, they had to be almost 10 plays inside the 15-yard line and held them, and we held them, and then we gave them some more because of the pass interference. But it's, I thought they learned a lot from that. They got some confidence. That was some of the better receivers that we'll play against, and the quarterback. But, I thought Hank Hughes did a good job of calling defenses. We started turning dogs loose on them, and a little bit in the third and fourth quarter, and it kind of knocked them out of rhythm. But again, your players learn from successes and failures. You much rather learn from successes, and we had a lot tonight. We won a lot of battles. It's unfortunate somebody had to lose that game. They got a good football team. Ruffin McNeil's a heck of a coach, done a great job there, and you know they got to be down over there. As high as we are here, they're that low over on that side, and we could have been on the other side. And so I've been there before, but you know it's good for our team to win a game like that. When we had dug ourselves such a hole early in the season again by losing our first conference game, that they can understand that now they can play and beat anybody, you know, if we play. And I think we learned more from anything else tonight. We learned more about our defense because we have been ransacked. And we gave up a lot of yards tonight, and we gave up some points. But we did a lot of things that gave us the opportunity to win that game in the fourth quarter on defense.
About becoming bowl eligible, can you comment on that?
Yeah, it's good. It's always good to get that off your back because there's I think 78 teams that will go to bowl games this year, and they're probably not even going to be close to that many eligible because there's people beating each other up. But you know that's good to talk and think about. You know that's secondary behind us. We want to win the championship, and you know we can decide a little bit of it by ourselves. We can't decide maybe winning it all, but we can at least tie for it if we win out. And so we'll keep banging for that and trying to get better. And we got 2 road games that'll be very difficult, and probably weather about like this. And I think if anything, we learned tonight that we can throw the football, you know, when it's cold and windy a little bit. You know, I was a little bit surprised with both teams how both teams threw the ball and completed the ball, and guys caught the ball in this type of weather.
Did you say anything to Andrew before you sent him out there?
No, I don't say anything to kickers very often, especially a guy that's kicking. He knew what was at stake, you know, and I'd have liked to have said something before he went out there about you know, just hit it solid. Normally I do that, you know, when it's just a regular field goal. Hey, just hit it solid, you know, because we get in practice sometimes and he gets in a little bit of a hurry. But I was more worried about protection and snap. I knew he could get it there. It's just whether he had the right direction, and fortunately for us tonight, he did that.
You thought you were going to play Munchie also? Was that just a product of Gunner was doing pretty well?
Yeah, Gunner was doing pretty well, and you know, cold, and you know, health-wise, his knee-wise, it doesn't loosen up real good. And just to throw him out there for a series or so, you know, we really never, other than the middle of the third quarter, the first half we played pretty well, and you know, we had some things that we were going to do with him, but you know, you just had to get the right situation, you know, and you didn't want to break down the momentum that we had. And then when we lost the momentum, I thought about putting him in the third quarter, but throwing him in, you know, when he's cold and hadn't been out there, and the speed of the game's a little different. So probably would like to got him in, but you know, it just didn't work out that way.
You talked about having that sustained drive to close out a game. How about the 92-yard drive in the fourth quarter? Put you in a position
to win the game. Yeah, it was a great call from Eddie Grand. We drive down the length of the field, and then we have what, 4th and about 6 yards, and we decide what we call Alaska. Alaska's a play that we run Alaska, meaning that we're going to freeze them, and if they jump off sides, that means we get 5 yards, but the play is still alive, and we throw it down the field and take a shot, because if they intercept it, then we get the ball back anyway. And so we're fortunate their corner kind of froze, and perfect throw to McKay, and it made us look good. You know, I was just expecting to try to get it 4th and 1 instead of 4th and 6. And when I saw the corner kind of stop and freeze, it worked the way we drew it up. So I can't say that it was great on our part. It was excellent on the receiver and the quarterback's part of making it work.
How much was your young secondary able to grow up against a quarterback as good as Card?
Yeah, well, we was out there almost 94 plays, and we played probably 70 plays of man coverage in this game, and we hadn't played 70 plays in the last 5 games. And we put it on them going all week long. We're going to have to make him hold it a little longer, and they run a lot of play action where they boot and naked it outside and brought receivers across the field, and in zone defense it really puts you in a bind. So we decided to just lock everybody up and see if we can make him hold it a little longer and you know, get some incompletions, and it worked. So we'll have a good session of watching man coverage Saturday when we watch the film with our DBs. they'll enjoy watching. There's a few they'd like to have back, but it's very hard to play man coverage as much as we did tonight when they know you're going to play man.
I know Gunnar wasn't perfect. What does it save on him to make those kind of throws?
Who? Yeah, well, he's done it all year. He amazes me. You know, he didn't have his best night. Now he threw the first interception, threw it off his back foot, and he should have had more on that ball. And you know, when you throw it that many times, you're going to get completions. But I'm more proud of our offensive line. You know, our offensive line really won most of the battles the first half. And in the second half, they blitzed more, and we didn't win as many, but we didn't have enough to block them when we put backs out of the backfield. But Gunner's learning. He's getting better. You know, these receivers are hard to cover. But again, they impressed me the way they played in this weather. I'd much rather ran the ball for 400 yards, but throwing it for 400 is pretty good.